Hey folks, Gene here from GenoTac Industries. I just got done building a buddy's 7.5-inch AR15. I guess we could call this a budget build also. So far he's spent $900. The way it sits here, that is $900 including the tax stamp, okay? So the gun itself, parts and whatnot, $700. Let me go ahead and name off the parts real quick. For the rail system, he used a UTG Pro. That model. TNW Billet Upper also got on sale last year. A double star Corp lower, complete lower. I did not put the lower together. Comes with a commercial buffer tube. As you can see here, it's staked pretty well. Castle nut to the end plate. But yeah, let me talk about the parts real quick. This is so far the hardest build that I've had. A lot of tweaking, a lot of modification, I would say. I'm not a gunsmith, but I like building those things. Anyway, and the barrel's the AR Stoner 7.5-inch barrel with I'm guessing 1 in 9 twist, chrome lined. All right, the rail system. Initial thoughts: very, very slim. All right, as it says on its box, super slim rail. 415. I'm not sure what that means, but anyway, this rail is actually slimmer than my Troy TRX rail. In comparison, I should do a comparison video with that, but as you can see there, that's how much space it has. Very, very slim and low profile. If you like that sort of rail, tubular rail system with the option to mount rails. Now it came with 3 2-inch rail sections. Obviously you can attach this anywhere where the screws are, 9 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and 6 o'clock position. Alright, let's just go on about the gripes of this thing. It is installed with its own barrel nut. Comes with its own barrel nut. I should have done a video with it, but I was starting to get frustrated with it. Can you see it? That's the barrel nut it came with. As you can see, there's 2 grooves for the orange and right there, and then a section where there is no groove. Obviously, one on this side and one on the other side. The problem with this is it says do not exceed 60 foot-pounds of torque. Well, I did 65. All right, I tried to do 65 to make it work, but it didn't. So unscrewed it, screwed it back on, unscrewed it, screwed it back on a couple times to see if I can get a little bit more distance on the tightening direction, because I was having a problem with that non-grooved area lining up to where the screws were. I did not want to torque it any more than 65 pounds, which I tried a couple times to see if it would push it and keep pushing. I think I did about 7 or 8 times. It did not go. So what I had to do was actually drill a hole, which was about 1/8, 2/8 of an inch on each side in order to make the screws clear. Now, with the barrel nut comes a sleeve. See if you can see the sleeve here. There's an illustration right there. This is the manual that it came with. Pretty good, decent instructions. That's a barrel nut. There's a sleeve right there. It shoves all the way in. The screw holes are on the sleeve. The sleeve has a space on it where it actually can clamp and whatnot. But there's 3 areas of mounting points: 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and the 3 o'clock position. 2 screws on each, and I'd say it's a pretty good system. Alright, it worked, except for that when I tried to line it up with the screw holes, it did not work. I had to make my own holes for it. Now, the metal, aluminum, whatever they used for the barrel nut needs to be stronger. I mean, basic, simple. I know I went 65 pounds instead, and there's a little bit of deformity where I had to use a rubber mallet in order to realign the barrel nut. Not a good thing, obviously. So UTG, if you're listening, strengthen your supplied barrel nut. I thought it was going to break, but it didn't, so I was able to install it. Also, one problem here, since this was a billet upper, which is kind of off a mil-spec upper, this rail system actually has lips that come out on a regular mil-spec upper. It'd come out about that far, so it shrouds the upper on this side and on the other side. So I had to chop that off and make it all flush in order to make it work with this billet upper. I'll try to see if I can get a good picture for you guys to see how it actually looks. I should have done this before I installed, but I didn't. Alright, here we go. Here's the diagram. This is the back part of the rail, which is up there, and the lipped area, as you can see right here, it extends past that area, so it actually shrouds the upper receiver, or mil-spec upper receiver. Alright, well, that didn't work obviously for this billet upper, since it's thicker and not mil-spec. So I had to shave that down, sand it down, and I made it work. Alright. But initial impressions, very slim rail, very light rail. I compared the weight to a 8-inch Troy Alpha rail. It was lighter, definitely slimmer. Hold on, let me get the rail. Alright, this is the Troy VTAC 8-inch rail. I'm going to show you the comparison of how much slimmer it is. If you can see that, I'm holding them flush right there. Alright, it's much slimmer rail versus the VTAC rail. Right here. VTAC or Troy TRX, whichever one you want to go with. So yes, it is lighter and slimmer. And the only major gripe about it is that the barrel nut needs to be strengthened, the design needs to be redone. Okay. Alright, now up to the TNW upper, billet upper. One bad thing about this, the cutout right here will not fit a Magpul bad lever or any sort of battery assist lever that you want to use, since there's that specific cutout and it's just made enough space for the paddle. Also, the Bravo company charging handle that I used was thick. Like you put it on and you'd have to shove it in there, actually hammer it in there with your hand in order to make it go down. Well, I took it off, sanded the edges of the rail on the charging handle. Now it works. It's smooth on there, and it works. But I had to do that in order to make it work. Also, takedown pins, stiff. Like this is not even set right, and I can't push it just with finger pressure. Well, there it is. But it's really stiff. Since this is not mil-spec, the mating area right here between the upper and lower receiver, I don't know if it's a coating or if they did make it thicker, bigger, whatever. But it is hard to to push out your takedown pins. Got that, but significant pressure. Way more pressure than, like, I can't even push it back from this position. So TNW upper, billet upper, great, looks great, got the nice angles, but some parts will not work. Now I tried the mil-spec charging handle. It did work, went right on, and no problems whatsoever with it. And this did not mate with my lower receiver, which is a DPMS. Same issues where the takedown pin was stiff. But once the takedown pin is on, obviously it's not going to wiggle. There's no wiggle room whatsoever between the upper and lower receiver at this point. So I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. A lot of stress on the takedown pins, on your lower receiver, on your takedown pin holes on your upper receiver. So I don't know if that could be a give and take thing. But yes, there it is. Finally got that build done. 7.5 inch upper with budget parts. Again, folks, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to ask. If I forgot anything, I'll put annotation and footnotes on the video. Again, thanks for watching.